Time for a midday fix of facts and spicy side.
From breaking headlines to backroom whispers.
Also hot and fresh. Happy hump day. I'm Monique Tuzon-Basi.
I'm Ferdi Salvador. Glad to have you with us.
I'm Mai Rodriguez. This is the Daily Dish.
And I'm Chal Lontoc. Join us this Wednesday for the next hour and a half for the news and stories that matter to all of us. Happy Wednesday.
You guys,
Happy
we look like ice cream.
Right.
Like blueberry ice cream.
I just want everyone to
cream.
know that the color for today is baby blue and baby pink. And there is blue here. I'm not alone.
No, you're not alone.
Perfect.
I'm so happy. We got it right.
I love the baby pastel colors.
Yes.
Actually, there was baby yellow too, but I like how nobody picked yellow.
We don't have baby yellow in our
It's
wardrobe.
hard kasi to match yellow for me actually because I'm darker skin color and yellow doesn't.
You got a little.
Oh, I have a bit.
Or
but
maybe
not
you
really.
just match it with white. I mean, that's the safest thing.
Yeah, but today after looking at our colors, I want to go and get some ice cream. But talking about outfits, I saw this really funny thing on, of course, in my social media kingdom or empire. Who wore it best? So
let's see.
This is
Where is
all
it?
about celebrities or birds or chickens. So
What?
Wait, it's the first time I'm seeing this.
yeah, so they compared the comparison between the Oscars
Is this
and
Timothy
chicken.
Chalamet?
Yeah, it's cute.
So Timothy Chalamet.
Wait.
Oh, this is so good.
You know, at first I didn't think this would make sense, but it kind of does because remember when we would be reporting about designers, there would be an avian theme.
Yeah, but look at
cheers.
Tiana. That's like a spotted.
It makes sense.
But it makes sense. Like, people who did this are so
Oh my gosh.
Witty.
I mean, it's so funny. That's why I had to send it to our lovely producers to put together.
Brilliant.
And Demi Moore, look at her.
I love
It's so
Demi.
funny.
I love the Demi comparison.
It's super on point. And she was actually wearing feathers,
The
guys.
Nicole Kidman one coming up is really hilarious too. Later, it's the next one. But this one's funny.
All right, and some of those, it's actually the chicken wore it best.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. The chicken
there's
wore it
Pedro
best.
Pascal as a
Pedro Pascal and
swan.
Chanel,
Oh my
but with a
God.
swan.
Oh, it's a duck.
And
Is it a
also,
duck?
Yeah, it's a
we
duck.
have to talk about the
There.
no mustache look
Yes.
There's Nicole
of Pedro
Kidman.
Pascal.
Look at
I love
Nicole
her dress
Kidman and the swan.
Oh, this one.
I'm sorry, guys. I mean, you're gonna get this from us once in a while when we find something funny
Happy
in the,
things.
in the middle of the night. And that's when I send it to our lovely producers. I'm sure our executive producer, Miss Arnie, goes crazy every time I send her
And she's gonna tell us, okay, move on.
Move on.
All right,
Okay, fine,
moving
let's go move on.
Remember the Coldplay Kiss Cam video?
Christine Cabot.
Yes. It's the most watched video of last year. And Kristen Cabot, the woman there, is opening up with Oprah Winfrey.
What,
In her podcast,
What did
yes.
she said? That's
What
something
did she
I always make
said?
mistakes. I say, what did she said?
There are actually many. I have yet to watch the whole thing, but in the beginning, she was clarifying things. It was the first time now, allegedly, that they touched physically. Like with her boss, she and her boss, and it wasn't that concert. Her husband
Was actually there.
in the same concert.
I was like, that's crazy. She was out here with us.
But what
Wait,
she was,
the husband was in front of her.
Was it? No, not in front of her.
watching
It was in the
venue.
same venue.
I think what we're
concert.
missing out here is her mentioning that she was already separated with her
Yes,
husband
yes.
and that her boss was actually also separated, allegedly, with his wife.
She was already planning a divorce.
Okay, guys, I
And
want my
same with the
one.
other guy.
I want my 1 minute
You want your
back.
kiss cam?
Okay.
You want your kiss cam?
No, I want my 1 minute back for the wasted seconds I put on this lady.
Okay, reclaim.
today.
Reclaimed.
No, but it was brave of her, come to think of it, like opening up like this. And also with Oprah and the audience there.
Well, she was also
Right?
saying like her kids are so embarrassed, like the backlash her kids got when that whole thing blew up last year. So she felt
Blew up
bad.
their lives,
So
yeah.
I mean, at least she's telling her side of the story.
Okay.
There's always two sides of the story.
Okay, so let's
What
put
is-
it
6, 7.
again. I
7.
want my 2 minutes back. But however, putting in that perspective, so was she sexually harassed?
No,
There was no
not at
talk
all.
about
It was
that.
just really more
No,
of the
because if it's the first time and it was inappropriate, I would find that inappropriate. So was it harassment or
No,
not?
it was
If
about
it's
how her life blew up after that.
That's what I'm saying, Mai.
Yeah.
But then the physical way of of the encounter.
Okay, good question. But the answer is no, because
Why?
they already had something. She did say in the podcast that they were already having a relationship because they were both going through breakups with their respective partners.
Ay, sus Maria.
Yeah.
So it means, yes, there's consent.
Tito Ferdi will not have any of
No,
it.
because, guys,
Well, at the
I'm
at the end of the day,
Took
it's
the glasses
about
off. Wait,
Okay,
this is
so
serious.
this is something
This is
serious.
because, look, she's claiming that's the first time that happened, that they physically got touchy-feely.
Yeah.
There's a relationship, so why even talk about it? I don't understand.
Well, a lot-
Sweetheart, you got your game. I'm so proud of you. I'm not judging you, but...
Let's move on.
Is it worth a national debate? No.
Well, I guess how their lives were ruined after that. You know how many times that video was watched? That 15-second clip.
Say it, spill it.
300 billion
Billion
times.
bees.
Billions.
I feel sad for her, but we all made our choice.
And that is why we have the perfect guest today when it comes to communications and
Yes.
PR.
I
and
like
fixing
that.
things.
Winner.
Yeah, no, really. You know, owning your own story and narrating your own story-wise, we have award-winning journalist Pola Del Monte on using social media and language to empower women, hopefully like Christine.
It's actually her advocacy, media literacy.
Yes.
We also have today actor Marlo Mortell on his new project, Caught in the Act.
Kaya mo
What a
na-
title! How fitting! How fitting!
Caught in the Act.
I thought you were gonna slip that back in there, but Miss Mai,
Yes,
more
stay
important
tuned.
things to discuss.
Stay tuned for those conversations, and we have a lot of news. Let's go to the headlines. In today's headlines, the government vows there will be no movement in prices of basic goods in the next 30 days as President Marcos leads market inspections today. The House Committee on Justice declares the impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara Duterte sufficient in grounds. A top U.S. counter-terror official resigns over the war in Iran, saying the country poses no imminent threat. In sports, the first Filipina to qualify in the Winter Olympics is in town to connect with her roots and receive recognition at the PSC Women in Sports Awards. And later in the show, we'll speak with award-winning journalist Pola Del Monte on her media literacy advocacy and actor Marlo Mortel on his latest movie. Stay tuned for that. Our top story, the government assures the public there will be no movement in prices of basic goods in the next 30 days as President Bongbong Marcos himself checks on market prices today. Ivy Reyes is reporting to us live from Malacanang. Hi, Ivy. Tell us, what did the president say?
Mai, yes, there remains no reason to panic buy, hoard, or rack up prices of basic commodities for now. Despite the rising prices of fuel because the Philippines has enough supply, according to the government, President Bongbong Marcos went on a joint price monitoring watch with the Trade and Agriculture departments, and so far, no sellers have gone beyond the base price of prime commodities. President Marcos assures the Filipinos that everything is normal and that government agencies are monitoring the implementation of their price watch. More than 21 manufacturers of essential items like canned goods, bread, bottled water, instant noodles, coffee, soap, and candles express commitment to the price freeze. The price hold covers 197 products under the latest suggested retail price or SRP bulletin. In San Juan, for example, imported commercial rice ranges from 54 to 57 pesos per kilo, while local commercial rice is at 28 pesos. Vegetables go around 60 pesos up to 300 pesos, and fish produce goes from 150 pesos per kilo up to 300 pesos per kilo. And for livestock and poultry products, chicken, for example, is at 190 pesos per kilo, while beef brisket and beef rump are both at 490 pesos. The Trade Department says there will be no price price hike for prime goods for the next 30 days. But after that period, DTI admits there is no guarantee of the same price control due to the conflict in the Middle East. The Agriculture Department also admitted that a 1 or 2 peso increase is fairly expected due to the possible increase in logistics expenses. Within 30 days, prices of goods including sardines, bread, water, seasonings, canned meat, and household items will remain unchanged. Some brands, particularly for products of noodles, canned meat, and coffee, have pledged longer price stability of up to 60 days. The DA has already spoken with the Executive Secretary on their possible request for fund augmentation. But the department says they still have 10 billion pesos from the presidential assistance for farmers and fisherfolk and another 150 million pesos for fuel subsidies. In general, market prices as of March 18 under DTI's price monitoring watch remains lower from 2 to 40 pesos. And that's the latest here from Malacanang. Back to you, Mai.
Ivy, there's no way of knowing how long this crisis will last. Now, is there a possibility that a state of emergency will be declared? Is this being studied?
Actually, Undersecretary Claire Castro said in an interview this morning that if things go south and the war stretches longer than expected, there is a possible chance of declaring a national state of emergency, just like when the country went under a series of typhoons in 2025.
Thank you, Ivy Reyes, reporting to us live from Malacanang. Government teams are rushing to bring Filipinos home from crisis-hit areas in the Middle East, while preparations are also underway to assist commuters during tomorrow's nationwide transport strikes. Joan Manalo is live from the Manila Hotel with the latest. Hi, Joan. Go ahead.
Government efforts continue to repatriate overseas Filipino workers from areas affected by the Middle East crisis. In a forum in Manila today, Department of Migrant Workers Undersecretary Bernard Olalia said around 1,800 OFWs have so far been assisted through government-led repatriation. He added that a chartered flight arrived over the weekend, while another flight carrying more OFWs is expected to arrive in the country this week. Apart from repatriation, the DMW also implemented pre-repatriation measures, including food, accommodation, and airport assistance. Post-repatriation support is also being provided, such as psychosocial and medical services, social security benefits, housing, employment assistance, and livelihood grants. Meanwhile, the MMDA is coordinating with security forces on logistics ahead of the nationwide protest and transport strike set to begin tomorrow, March 19. The protest will be led by Transport Group Piston and the progressive group Bagong Alyansang Makabayan or Bayan, calling for government action on rising fuel prices. Among their key demands are the removal of the value-added tax and the excise taxes on fuel, the scrapping of the oil deregulation law, and a rollback of fuel prices to 55 pesos per liter, which they say is a more reasonable level. MMDA General Manager Nicholas Torres said the agency will deploy transport vehicles offering free shuttle services or rides tomorrow to assist commuters heading to work or school. Meanwhile, PNP Public Information Office Chief Randolph Duanya said the PNP continues to monitor fuel price adjustments by gas stations to ensure compliance with existing guidelines and avoid profiteering. Maya.
Thank you, Joan Manalo, reporting live from Manila. Fuel imports to the Philippines are continuing without disruption amid the conflict in the Middle East. On BNC's Business 360, Bureau of Customs Assistant Commissioner Vincent Maronilla said shipments are arriving as scheduled. He says they're also monitoring volumes to prevent hoarding, smuggling, or under-reporting. He adds economic managers and the Department of Energy are working to ensure the country's fuel supply remains stable.
Are you seeing any disruption or delays in fuel shipments coming into the Philippines amid the tensions in the Middle East?
Well, that's something that we're preparing for. But again, some of the shipments that come to the Philippines does not necessarily go through the conflict areas. No? It goes through some of those countries where they actually store it. So based on some contracts provided to us, there are still supplies that are expected from those depot countries. But again, everybody sources their oil some way or the other from the conflict countries. So I guess sooner we will feel that effect as well.
Manila's 2nd District Representative Rolando Valeriano is pushing for the passage of a resolution or a bill that will automatically grant a 15% or 50% nationwide toll discount if oil hits $80 per barrel. In an interview with Politico Nightly, Valeriano says this can help ease the burden of motorists.
Malaking bagay po yan. Imagine niyo ilan ang pumapasok everyday, round the clock sa mga toll fee natin na nagbabayad. Kung mabibigyan po ng 50%, isang malaking bagay. At ibalita ko lang po sa inyo, kanina po tinawagan ako ng representative ng NLEX SLEX Connector at sabi nila, even without the approval, nakita nila yung resolution ko, pinag-aaralan na raw po nila at baka ibigay na rin nila kahit wala pa yung utos ng Kongreso. So magandang balita po na lahat nagtutulong-tulungan na dito at kahit papaano maibsan naman natin yung nadadanasan natin na paghihirap gawa ng pagtaas ng gasolina na epekto ng giyera ng Iran at ng US-Israel.
AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Padilla says repatriation efforts of OFWs in the Middle East are in the planning stage. In an interview with Bilyonaryo news channels at the forefront, Padilla said the AFP remains on standby with its assets and personnel ready to assist Filipinos from the Middle East amid escalating tensions in the region.
Well, basically, ma'am, the planning team, parte po, we are part of that planning team for the repatriation efforts. So sa side po ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, however which way we can assist dito po sa usaping ito, dahil po merong mga higher agencies that would be deciding on this, whatever it is po na ibigay na role and task for the AFP, we're prepared po.
Meantime, Padilla dismissed concerns that EDCA sites are potential targets for retaliatory attacks. She emphasized that they remain the priority of or the property of the Philippines and not U.S. bases.
It remains to be the property of the Philippines.
So
hindi siya US property.
Okay.
So because of the comprehensive archipelagic defense concept, in a nutshell, ma'am, komprehensibang pamamaraan kung paano natin dedepensahan ang ating bansa bilang isang archipelago. And there are multi-role facilities. They can be fisherman shelter, they can be command and control centers. Nung bagyo, ma'am, ginamit natin siya na repacking facility ng DSWD. So, yun, ma'am, EDCA sites is a misnomer po na US facility siya.
The House Justice Committee has decided on the sufficiency in grounds of the 2 impeachment complaints filed against Vice President Sara Duterte. Nasa batasang pambansa ngayon si Isaiah Mirafuentes ng Abante para sa detalye. Isaiah, ano ang latest sa pagdinig?
May sa loob nga lang ng mahigit 1 oras agad dinireklara ng House Committee on Justice na sufficient in grounds ang 3rd and 4th impeachment complaint laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ito ay matapos maghain ng motion ng ilang mga mambabatas na bilisan na at agaran ng pagbotohan ang mga reklamo. Around 10:30 a.m. na magsimula ang pagdinig ng House Committee on Justice. Pero kagabi, nauna nang naglabas sa mga complainant ng reklamo na hindi na raw sila sasagot sa naging response ni VP Sara at hayaan na nilang magpatuloy ang pagdinig. Nilinaw ni House Justice Committee Chair Congressman Jervin Luistro na hindi paglilitis ang kanilang ginawa ngayong araw, kundi tinalakay lamang nila kung may sufficient ground ang mga reklamo. At nanindigan rin si Luistro na mabigat ang mga paratang at kailangan itong talakayin. Sa mga miyembro ng komite na agad nagbigay ng manifestation, kabilang si Kabataan Party List Representative Rene Co, ML Party List Representative Laila de Lima at iba pa, iisa lang ang mga naging litanya nila. Ayon sa mga mambabatas, base sa isinumpiteng Consolidated Verified Answer ad Katalam ni VP Sara, wala raw siyang sinagot rito na kahit anong aligasyon at paniwala nila sa ganoong sitwasyon ay patunay raw ito na sufficient in grounds ang mga reklamo. Hindi rin nagsumite ang BC ng factual na basihan para babasura ang impeachment complaints na susuporta sa hiling niyang madismiss ito. Anila, patunay ito na nararapat lamang ito na umabot sa plenaryo at pagbotohan ng mga mambabatas. Dahil nga lumusot na o idiniklara itong sufficient in grounds ng House Justice Committee, agad na itong dadalhin sa hearing proper para naman sa presentation of evidence. At ayon nga sa komite, itinakda nila ito sa March 25 o next week, alas 10 ng umaga. May.
Maraming salamat, Isaiah Mirafuentes ng Abante, nag-uulat ng live mula sa Batasang Pambansa. The legal counsel for the complainants against Vice President Sara Duterte says the VP's response failed to address key allegations in the impeachment complaint. On BNC's Politico Nightly, attorney Amando Virgil Ligutan noted that the failure to specifically deny the allegations could be considered an implied admission.
Alam mo, sa rules of court, Maricar, yun yung dapat if you fail to specifically deny under oath, yung epekto nun is implied admission. Pero fortunately for the Vice President, nakasulat rin, Maricar, sa House rules na pag hindi ka nag-file ng reply, yung effect nun is general denial. Kaya nga yung tanong, despite yung mga grave accusations against you, hindi ka man lang nag-refute individually yung each paragraph ng complaint. So that was a wrong move on the part of the Vice President.
Manila 3rd District Representative Joel Chua says the impeachment process gives Vice President Sara Duterte a key opportunity to finally address allegations against her. Speaking on BNC's The Spokes, Chua noted that while the process could pose challenges to her presidential ambitions, it also allows her to clear her name ahead of the 2028 elections.
Especially now, that the Vice President declared her intention to run for presidency come 2028, which is 2 years from now. By that time na tumakbo siya, at least, this is the right opportunity para linisin yung pangalan niya.
Correct.
Now, once this impeachment complaint has been endorsed to the Senate at eventually, let's say, by stroke of luck, nanalo siya. O di pagdating ng kampanya, hindi na po pwede magamit sa kanya yung pwede niya sabihin na na-dismiss nga .
Meanwhile, on BNC's On Point, Caloocan City 2nd District Representative Edgar Erice says he believes the impeachment complaints against VP Sara will move forward in the lower chamber.
I think there's enough 105 or 106 votes. I think it will be sent to the Senate for trial. Pero siyempre gusto nilang gawin, magkaroon muna ng mini trial para kumuha ng mga ebidensya may padala sa Senado.
Colonel Raymond Lachica of the Philippine Army denies allegations linking him to supposed pogo and drug money and other irregularities. This is in connection with the statements made by attorney Raymond Palad regarding the affidavit of the self-confessed bagman of VP Sara Duterte, Ramil Madriaga. Lachica said serious accusations of criminal conduct should be handled with responsibility and restraint. He added that, quote, trial by publicity undermines fairness and damages reputations without due process. Several ethics complaints are pending in the Senate, still waiting to be addressed. We now go live to Dexter Ganibe for the latest. Hi Dexter, ano ang update dyan?
May umarangkada ngayong umaga yung ikatlong executive meeting ng mga miyembro ng Senate Ethics Committee. Tinalakay ang mga proposed amendments sa rules ng komite. Kabilang dito yung panukalan ni Senator Ping Lacson na maamyendahan ang paragraph E ng Section 23 ng rules ng komite. Ayon dito kay Lacson, sa kanyang panukala, hindi saklaw ng jurisdiction ng Ethics Committee ang anumang reklamo laban sa isang senador kung walang nalalabag sa rules ng Senado ang inirereklamong ginawa o hindi ginawa ng senador. Pinapanukala rin ni Lacson na maaring ipagpaliban muna ang pagtalakay sa Ethics Committee sa isang reklamo kung may kapareho ito na nakasampa sa ibang tribunal, board o korte. Iminumungkahi ding patapusin muna na marisolba yung kaparehong reklamo sa ibang tribunal o korte bago aksyonan ang ethics complaint. Una lang sinabi ni Senate President Tito Soto sa kapihan sa Manila noong nakarang linggo na nasa 3 ethics complaint ang maaring mabasura kaagad. Sa press con, sinabi ni Senator J.B. Erice na siyang chairman ng Ethics Committee na matapos yung kanilang executive meeting ngayong umaga, sinabi niya na umabot na ng 9 na mga complaints ang nakasampa ngayon sa Ethics Committee. At isa rito ay all senators past and present ang inireklamo. Pero hindi na niya dinetalye kung ano ang grounds ng reklamo laban sa lahat ng mga senador noong 19th Congress at nitong kasalukuyang 20th Congress. Samantala, aminado din si Erice na kung diringgin ngayon ay mauuwi lang sa pagbasura ang ethics complaint laban kay Senator Bato de la Rosa dahil kung pagbabatayan nga yung Section 23 Paragraph E ng Ethics Committee, nakasaad na walang jurisdiction ng committee sa mga reklamo na walang nalalabag sa rules ng Senado. Wala sa rules ng Senado ang no work, no pay, kaya para umusad, kailangan muna anyang maamyendahan ang Senate rules kaugnay ng absences ng mga senador. Mai?
So Dexter, hindi pala agad-agad na maaaksyonan yung mga ethics complaints na yan, ano? So matatagalan pa ba?
Ang sabi ni Senator JB, sa susunod na pagdinig nila ay tatalakayin na yung pinakaunang ethics complaint na naisampa. Dahil first come, first serve yung kanyang basis na pagtalakay doon sa mga ethics complaint. At ngayon, sabi niya ay mabibigyan na rin ng notice yung mga senador na mayroong complaint. Lahat sila, na may isang complaint doon na lahat sila ay inireklamo sa ethics committee. Mai.
Okay, maraming salamat Dexter Ganibe, nag-uulat mula sa Senado. Caloocan Representative Edgar Erice allays concerns on potential revenue losses should his bill gets approved, automatically suspending excise and value-added taxes on fuel during extraordinary global oil price surges. Erice tells BNC's On Point his proposed Sagip Presyo Act seeks to establish a trigger-based mechanism that will immediately cushion the impact of sharp price increases.
Yung VAT, for example, meron ng windfall kagad eh. Kasi ang projection sa budget, $55 to $70. Ngayon, nasa 106 na. So may windfall na. Actually, kumikita lang malaki ngayon sa taxes ng gobyerno sa VAT. So, bakit naman sa kahirapan ng tao, kumikita pa yung gobyerno? So, pagdating ng punto ng $120, yung VAT, malaki na yung windfall noon. So, magagamit na natin. Second, talagang ganon. Kung kaysa pataasin natin yung inflation rate na talagang magpapabagsak na ekonomiya natin, dapat may mga may mga options like for example yung selling of assets or for example yung hindi mo na itutuloy yung mga hindi ganong importanteng proyekto. At pang-apat, kailangan talaga natin ng mga new revenues.
As technology evolves and artificial intelligence continues to boom, convenience comes at a price. More jobs are at risk being replaced. On Tech Bytes, digital ethics advocate Dominic Ligot says roles that involve repetitive tasks with little need for critical thinking are the most vulnerable.
I think the one rule of thumb is look at the tasks involved in the job. And if your job only involves like a single task, repetitive task, then dyan, mag-isip-isip ka na. Ironically, one of those jobs is software developer. If all you do is code, and it's even templated code, there's no thinking involved, there's no auditing involved, then napakadaling ipagawa na yan with any agent.
Up next, get ready for a powerful conversation with an award-winning journalist, turning words into tools for truth, empowerment, and resistance in the age of disinformation. Miss Chief Editor Pola Del Monte joins us after the break. Stay tuned, The Daily Dish will be right back.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. In a time when facts compete with viral content, our next guest is using words to cut through the noise and speak the truth.
Joining us today is an award-winning writer, journalist, and media literacy advocate. Please welcome to the show, Miss Chief Editor, Pola Del Monte. Hi, Paula.
Good
Thank you so
afternoon.
much for taking time out of your busy editing schedule.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, I'll go straight to the point. Is that a play on words, Miss Chief Editor?
Is.
So
It
Miss Chief
is.
talaga.
Yes, from the start.
Okay, so let's start up with what you have been currently, or at least for this year, posting, no? It caught a lot of people's eyes because what you would do is actually tackle statements
Yes.
given by people, by companies, and actually edit them. Tama ba yung word? Edit them,
Yes,
no?
correct.
And show it online what could have been better.
Yes.
Yes, so let's talk about communications. First is the disinformation that probably resonates to a lot of people, that even if it's not true, it gets shared and viral. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, correct. It's now that everyone's armed with a cell phone. Like, for example, we have financial literacy for people who manage their finances, but everyone has a cell phone, but we don't have media literacy to teach them how to think about the things that they see online.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what we put out there. Like, for me, I'm very, for example, I share everything and anything. Si Ferds, ano yan?
Calculated.
Calculated,
Yeah.
yes. Oo. Curated also, di ba? Which is a good thing online. For our viewers out there, let's start off with personal social media feeds. How should you actually express yourself without harming others?
I think it's important to be wary about how people may understand what you're saying. People come from different perspectives. They might not, some things might not sit well with them. And sometimes, diba, when people share, they're not aware that their post will become viral. And then they suddenly regret what they posted. So I think some responsibility in preventing being misunderstood or saying something that will make you get canceled. I think that's important when you're sharing online.
Well, this is really important because I've got a lot of I get a lot of messages every day from well-meaning titas and sometimes cousins that send me information that's not been vetted, or misinformation, or AKA fake news, right? And that's the funny bit because, like what you just said, how do you want, when you have a regret of putting something out there? That's why I don't put out things that are personal, so that less talk, less mistake, right? So anything positive lang. How do you teach our audience to, for example, deduce whether, okay, parang it may be a dubious or questionable source, I won't reshare na lang, or you shouldn't reshare?
I think what I've always been saying on the platform is to look at the big picture and understand that there are many factors behind, behind the statement. There are many ways of looking at a statement or at an event that happened, a controversial event, for example. So, yeah.
Let's take one example. Okay,
Yes.
there is this former actor now married to a former famous singer dancer.
Blind item?
It's not a blind item. I just don't want to mention that
Ano
person's
name?
name
Okay,
because
okay.
hindi niya na kailangan ng airtime.
Okay.
Masungit ba ako today? Masungit ako. But anyway, this particular person uses religion as now you know who,
Yes,
right?
yes. Okay,
as
check.
a way of communicating. Let's make him from what he is right now, which is negative in my point of view, to somebody that's more positive. How do you twist that?
I think one of the things that we can look at is, aside from this person himself, what about those that amplify his messages? Is it necessary to put him on the spotlight when, in fact, the spouse of this person has been this issue came about because of a successful
Career in certain,
yes,
in certain
exactly.
Concert, yeah.
very
Yeah.
daring and bearing
Yeah,
activities.
so instead of looking at it that way, the success of a woman, the success of a group of
The
women,
messaging, okay.
we are giving a platform to someone whose opinions maybe should be discussed in a different avenue.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I think now is the perfect time to talk about apologies. So a lot of people go online because we have, of course, a communication expert, no? Go online and they give their apologies. Several issues, right? Apologies that are not apologies, apologies that are half apologies. What is the right way when coming out with an apology to the public? There are many issues with this.
I think a common thread in the apologies that I've edited on my page is it always is effective if it's sincere, that if it's backed by action, and if the person really understands what went wrong. So, siguro an example would be, and I did not post this on my page,
Okay,
but let's
please.
say there's a host who was bashed for his hosting. And then he apologized for it because he acknowledged that his hosting was not good. And then the issue ended. So, I mean, I think when people acknowledge their mistake immediately and when they listen to people, I think that the backlash...
Is the public forgiving?
Yeah, but do they have? Is there a way to make sure that your message, because sometimes templated na the apologies, like
AI,
Chal said,
ChatGPT,
or any of those. But I made a mistake, and I'm learning from this. That's what they always say. I've learned from this. Let's move on. But then to me, it's like, okay, it's an apology, but
yeah, that's a call to action is always
land,
good, diba?
yeah.
That they actually improve afterwards, or they put in place policies, for example, for an organization that will help them prevent making the same mistake.
Yeah, but my main point here, Paula, is ayan na ang heated
Yes,
na
no,
today.
because this is communication.
Because
Yes.
because this is important for our viewers to know, is so that they can also decipher if it's a statement given by somebody that's public or even a trending person, to see, well, okay, they could have done it this way, so that they can make an informed decision for themselves.
Correct.
Right? Like, sino wala na tayo? But going back to that, like parang, obviously, before they made that statement, they already had an adult and informed way of putting out the information.
Yeah.
And they knew that they're gonna get backlash for it. But they still did it anyway. How can you tell the difference?
Well, I think people should stop making stupid decisions. Period.
Straight to the point.
I was short of saying that word, but
I think it boils down to values as well, right?
Yes.
Before you start any action. Well, okay, maybe let's get into the political arena now.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Because a lot are being said or not said. If you were the communications manager, or let's say the PR crisis manager for certain people, how would you be handling their communications? Ano bang kulang sa mga politicians na to?
I will mention names later.
Oh, sige, yes. We will do that. But in general first, sige. We'll start off with that.
In general, I think authenticity, everything's, as you said, templated. And it really, like with today's audience, I think what resonates with them is when it's not a statement, for example, when it's not a press release. Sometimes press releases are meant for the media, but what about those who speak the vernacular? If they don't speak English, how
Correct.
do they understand?
Correct.
Diba? Is that a proper platform? Should we turn it into video?
Yes.
Should we change, diba?
I was about to ask you that. If a statement will be more sincere and more effective if it's done via
like that
video
question.
rather than
Yeah.
a written statement.
Because that's how people absorb information nowadays. It's not, they don't really want to read chunks of text.
So for any crisis management situation,
Yeah.
you prefer video?
Maybe we can change that. If it depends on the person. It depends on the gravity also of the situation. If you need a human touch, sometimes that's not translated in a templated press statement.
Okay, common mistakes. Let's talk about it. When we release statements to the public, what are common mistakes that you see in general?
A lot of I's. Using I. As in,
I, ako.
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of talking about, putting yourself in the situation of your audience.
Such as?
Oh my gosh, I have. But I remember an open letter written by a politician to Mark Zuckerberg. And that's how this thing started.
Yeah.
I saw that letter. She was complaining about something. And then it was all I. Me. And that's, diba, if you are concerned about your constituents, how the people that you govern use Facebook, if that's the point, why is it all I?
Correct.
So sometimes that's a common mistake. I think.
So it's the, I'm so sorry for, you're late to an appointment, and you say, I'm so sorry for being late, versus, thank you so much for waiting, patiently waiting. Ganon.
Oh, akala ko, we are sorry. Nandamay ka na iba. We are sorry for being late.
But even if you're by yourself, we are sorry.
Or acknowledge, I know that you waited for a long time. Thank you for waiting for me. Thank you for your patience.
Well, there's a lot to talk about, especially with the word that you mentioned, authenticity. I want to know kung gasgas na ba yan? Paano ba talaga maging authentic? But we will take a short break from the heated conversation. When we come back, more heated communication conversation. More from Pola Del Monte after the break. The Daily Dish will be right back. Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Still with us, Pola Del Monte, Miss Chief Editor.
It's getting heated here in the studio.
Okay, let's make it warm.
This is so interesting, Chal, because a lot of people don't realize that statements that they put out there or share talaga affects people.
Yeah, and I didn't know, that even the number of pages in your statement affects also how people see you. Na short or 5 pages, even yun, I think there's some dynamics to it. Dapat.
What about, let's go something light first.
Sige, go.
Do you edit your statements when you talk to your parents?
There are strategies. Like my mom would be, she needs to know you need to walk her through a decision. So it's like, I use a deductive approach with my mom.
Which is?
So I have to give her the situation first. And then I have to give her the options.
Okay, let's give it situation first. Okay, anak, Pola, okay? Gusto kong bumili ng bagong mahal na bag. And you don't want her to buy a bag.
Okay, so I acknowledge your hard work.
I love it! Start pa lang, okay?
Yeah, and that you deserve it. However, oil prices and everything is starting to rise. So we might need to save a little bit for that.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
I acknowledge your hard work.
Gusto ko yung know your audience also.
You start with a neutral, non-controversial situation.
Okay. Kung your siblings naman, because you said you're 7?
I have 7 siblings.
7 siblings.
Yes.
And let's say the situation is that may pagbibigyan si mommy and daddy ng special na gift. Pero sa isa lang sa inyo.
Lupa.
Inheritance.
Oh,
Inheritance.
So
how would you talk to them to convincing power? Oo.
Pag ganun, straight to the point. Lahat tayo nagmamahalan. So kailangan lahat hati-hati.
Hindi na siya deductive.
Wala nang deductive.
Okay, let's go help out naman our politicians and public figures and also celebrities. Let's go with Ann Curtis's statement recently when there was a misogyny that was involving her name. Did you like her statement?
I loved her statement.
Okay, what would you change about it?
I wouldn't change anything
What were
about
the elements that you loved?
I love that it started with it started neutral also. It didn't go straight to the point. I am mad, I am angry, I'm furious. It was okay. This is the situation. We were abroad and we needed to be safe. And then she pinpointed the issue. And then later on that she had a call to action. She said that she's going to file a report or whatever. So. I think that's what a strong, and she also mentioned that she's not just doing this for herself, but for other women as well. So that's what I like about it. And what I also love about this, and I don't think it's talked about that much, is she didn't have a husband to lead the discussion. If you noticed, Erwan did not talk about the issue until Ann Curtis put out her statement. Okay. He just shared it after the fact. So I think that's also very telling of a man who respects and gives his wife, the spotlight. Hindi siya toxic na I'm going to lead the conversation. I need to defend my wife or anything, diba? So that's another aspect of that issue. I think that's not really talked about, but I think deserves to be acknowledged as well.
But I'll play devil's advocate with that because I did post about this that in this conversation, where are the men?
Oh, there are a lot of men actually that I think shared the issue, the issue,
and spoke about it.
Yeah, of course there are also not so nice. I think there are more women in leadership positions who talked about it, but that's what's lacking. I think men in leadership positions.
I
like that. What about men in leadership positions? Should they be writing on statements or situations like this for their own? Obviously, for them to be also be discussed about.
I think
popularity to You're writing on the issue.
That's true. Popularity is part of it.
Yes.
But I think it's also being responsible for 50% of the population. Diba? For example, Yusek Claire talked about it because she made a comment because it was Women's Month.
Yes.
How about the president himself? Alam mo yun? Parang because you're not a woman, you don't talk about something.
But isn't she the
that's true
spokesperson for the president? So whatever she puts out there officially is the voice of the president, right? With certain issues.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Yusek Claire Castro.
Oh, communications.
Speaking of.
Yes, how does she land her statements every time she has a press con? How do you like it?
I think, oh my gosh, it's I think she's very direct to the point. No, she's very direct to the point.
Yeah.
I would say I would, based on how I listen to her when she's
giving her statements.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so straight to the point siya.
Straight to the
Direct.
point.
Okay, our usage in internet is very high. Pero our literacy when it comes to media usage is not that high. Okay? How do we put a balance to this? Because we're one of the #1 people in the world using the internet. And yet the way that we use it, we're also churning out one of the most, how do we say this? Well, they're fun. They're fun things online, but also sometimes not so useful.
I think it's also a problem of the platforms themselves, social media, that it has allowed it to become a free-for-all. And then when you report, kasi you can report, diba, if there's disinformation or if there's damaging content, those safeguards are not really, they're not really strong. So I think that's also a problem.
Yeah, because you're absolutely right, Chal, when you're going into that miseducation by Lauryn Hill, right? But what happens is, people that are not savvy electronically or digitally, especially, let's say, the older set, right? So it's easy for them to believe certain stories because it's on media, quote unquote, right? Quote and quote, right? But it's already in media, so it's fact to them. But they don't realize that the source pala of this is dodgy, right?
Correct.
So how do you think we should be able to educate our, less tech savvy, less media savvy Filipino citizens that, hey, this is the way you should be doing it?
I think education. Siguro it's harder to teach those who are older, but in schools, if you can add, I think it's Finland that started, like they have a media literacy subject. If you start from at a young age. Older, it's really hard. That's why you need that's why I think on the level of social media, the owners of social media, of the social media sites, I think they should be equipped with, to help the users to be able to use it in a way that won't harm them.
Paula, in 2 years, it's going to be elections. What messaging would you want to be seeing?
I like this.
Kasi, di ba, that's the time everything gets churned out. All our online feeds will be filled with all of this messaging. What do we need to see? What would we want to see? What would win the public's hearts?
Messaging ba propaganda?
Well, yeah, what's the difference? Let's please clarify that for us. It's a very good point, Messaging could be propaganda, and propaganda is the messaging sometimes.
Yeah, I think ang hirap nga when I think we've seen it naman that the battle is online now, right? Everyone's it's the social media presence of certain politicians that help propel them in leadership positions. So and it doesn't only start during the election period, but even before. So if these people are already making they're making their presence felt, then they will have a larger chance of getting the loyalty of those that they wish to target.
How can you decipher between messaging and propaganda?
That's a tough question. I think propaganda is a message, diba? But I think it's the intent, the values also. Underneath, that underlie the message that make it propaganda. And
I can talk to you all day. I mean, honestly, on certain topics, obviously, but I think we should have her back on. Okay, last question, perhaps,
please.
Chal. What are your pet peeves when it comes to
I like
celebrities, politicians, and public figures sending out statements on their social media platforms?
Pet peeves. Well, as I said earlier, yung maraming I. If they, when they're not straight to the point and there's no flow, the flow is not good. And I think, especially for politicians, when they're not well written, because you have a communications team and then you churn, statements that parang could have been, it shouldn't have been a statement. For example, parang bakit to press release? Why is this? Why are we reading this? What is the relevance? So I think those kinds of things, I think we need less noise and more action from people.
That is the message. That is the message at the end of the day. So you gave the don'ts, no eyes, as much as possible. You also mentioned about the good flow. Kasama ba grammar doon?
Of course.
Okay. Thank you so much, Paula.
Thank you.
Finally, we are uncovering the woman. Although you've also shown your face na rin from time to time, no?
Yes.
Behind Miss Chief Editor. Thank you so much.
You are our literary Banksy.
There we go. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights. Pola Del Monte, everyone, Miss Chief Editor. World Sports and Entertainment is up next. Stay tuned to The Daily Dish.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. We begin world news in the U.S., where a top counter-terror official has resigned over the war in Iran, saying the country posed no imminent threat. Joe Kent, head of the National Counterterrorism Center, quit, calling the conflict unjustified, also saying that pressure from Israel influenced the U.S. decision to go to war. The White House rejected his claims, with spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt saying President Donald Trump had strong evidence that Iran was planning an attack. His resignation makes him the first senior administration official to leave over the conflict and highlights divisions on U.S. strategy towards Iran. In Israel, an Iranian missile strike kills 2 people in the city of Ramat Gan near Tel Aviv. Air raid sirens sounded across Tel Aviv and Jerusalem as the missiles, reportedly carrying cluster munitions, streaked across the sky and broke into fragments. The Israeli military confirms the missiles came from Iran. Police also said multiple locations in central Israel were hit.
Filipina Winter Olympian Tallulah Prue makes her first trip home, turning Manila into a celebration of roots, rise, and inspiration. Sheila Salaysay has this story.
Yes, Monique, a historic and heartfelt homecoming unfolded as Tallulah Prue arrived in the Philippines for the very first time, accompanied by her father, James Prue, in a meaningful visit that celebrated both her roots and her rising global career. Prue, the first Filipina to qualify for the Winter Olympics and the youngest Filipino to compete at the Games at just 17, took on alpine skiing's most technical events, slalom and giant slalom, races that demand precision, balance, and years of experience on snow-covered slopes. Upon arrival in Manila, she was warmly welcomed by Jezreel Apilar of the Philippine Ski and Snowboard Federation and Nikki Cheng of the Philippine Skating Union, kicking off a packed schedule across the country. Her visit included stops at iconic spots like Rizal Park, where she connected with the local sporting community, including Filipino roller skiers. She also met some fans and headlined a full-day shoot with an international magazine, further cementing her presence as a Filipino athlete on the world stage. The momentum continues as Prue is set to be honored at the Philippine Sports Commission Women in Sports Awards 2026 this Friday, recognizing her groundbreaking achievements and impact on women in sports. Tallulah Prue's journey highlights the country's growing footprint in winter sports and inspiring a new generation of Filipino athletes. Monique?
Thank you, Sheila Salaysay, reporting. The country is hopeful to get a spot in the FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil as it faces Uzbekistan tomorrow. Zeus Valdez has the story.
The Filipinas face a do-or-die match on Thursday against Uzbekistan with a spot in the FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil on the line. A win would send the Philippines straight to the World Cup, joining powerhouses Japan, South Korea, China, and Australia. But a loss would drop them into the Interconfederation playoffs. The two teams are no strangers after their last meeting in October ended in a 2-2 draw, where the Filipinas squandered a 2-goal lead. According to veteran coach and analyst Hans-Peter Smith, in an interview on the scorecard, the Filipinas still hold the advantage in the rematch.
I'm sure Mark Torcaso would do the adjustments and will not let the defensive stance loose. Okay, I'm sure they'll be out there to win.
Adjustments are expected from head coach Mark Torcaso, including a possible start for Nina Miolo and moving Jordan Curan into the midfield. The Filipinas are also looking to bounce back after a 7-0 loss to Japan in the quarterfinals. The Philippines and Uzbekistan will face off at Siva Super Stadium in Robina, Australia, where the winner earns a direct World Cup berth and the loser is forced into the playoffs. Zeus Valdez, Abante.
In entertainment news, there's no stopping history makers P-pop group SB19. The 5-member group is headed to Chicago to make history as the first Filipino act to perform at Lollapalooza 2026. The band shared the exciting news on Instagram. The 4-day festival runs July 30 to August 2 at Grant Park and will feature global stars like Charlie XCX, Lord, Jenny of Blackpink, and the Smashing Pumpkins. SB19 joins a legendary lineup bringing P-pop to one of the world's biggest music stages. Don't be pinched, it's St. Patrick's Day and was celebrated with pomp around the world. In Britain, Princess Kate visited the Irish Guards at Mons Barracks in Aldershot, handing out shamrocks and even pinning one on an Irish wolfhound. In New York, the Empire State Building spire turned green while crowds lined 5th Avenue for the city's 265th St. Patrick's Day Parade, complete with bagpipes and drums. Thousands also gathered in Dublin to watch the annual parade, with 500,000 spectators enjoying music, dancing, themed costumes, and Irish flags. The holiday honors the death of Ireland's patron saint, St. Patrick, and has grown into a global celebration of Irish culture.
Over to Paris, where tourists are in for a breathtaking experience at one of the city's most iconic landmarks. Visitors stepped onto a temporary hanging bridge suspended between 2 pillars of the Eiffel Tower, walking over a 60-meter drop as the monument launched the 2nd edition of its seasonal high-altitude attraction. The structure, first installed last year, is made of layered knotted nets and supported by a cable system, offering thrill seekers a unique way to experience Paris.
It's a 2nd edition, and we did that to put some activity during the low season. And today we have the blue sky. I press on the button blue sky. We have people, and we give a lot of fun. And our job, my job, and the job of the team of the Eiffel Tower, is to give emotion.
Tourists agreed, calling the attraction fun, beautiful, and thrilling, even a little scary for those afraid of heights.
It was fun, it's beautiful. It's a way to have an experience in Paris, a different one. So it's cool, it's very cool.
A little bit scary. It was fun though. Because it was high. Very, very high.
The hanging bridge will remain open until May 3, giving visitors a high-flying way to enjoy the Eiffel Tower during the quieter spring months. Up next, we hear from Marlo Mortel as he spills on his new film and his latest song, including behind-the-scenes stories with what makes both projects unmissable. Don't go away, The Daily Dish will be right back.
Oras pakiusap lang itigil mo. Ang pag-abante baka maiwanan mo ako. Hindi ko kilalang hinahanap na pusong ito. Di ba hindi na mapigilan ang kaba nito kapag nadaramang lalapit sa piling mo. Ikaw na nga ang taong tinatawag ng damdaming ito. Malayo man tayo, di ako susuko. Mabuhay man sa magkaibang mundo, sa'yo, damdaming pinilit para sa iba. Ikaw at ikaw lang ang kilala, sa piling mo lang liligaya. Ang oras ay hindi alintana, maghihintay ako habang buhay, kahit sa panaginip lang. Mayakap kang muli. Oh, oh, oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Filipino actor and singer Marlo Mortel with his new song, Mayakap Kang Muli. And you heard it here first on The Daily Dish. Go!
So, Marlo, I did research on you, obviously. You've got a new series coming out on Viva Box, Movie Box. Just want to know, what do you feel like more? Are you more of a singer or an actor?
I'm a singer-songwriter by heart.
Okay.
That's the reason why I entered showbiz.
Okay.
But doors opened when I entered. So, mas nakilala talaga ako as an actor. I started on Be Careful With My Heart on ABS.
Okay, and then your new movie that we're promoting now, Caught in the Act, it sounds so...
Yes, controversial.
Ooh, I was like, yeah, very controversial. The
Yes.
name is so just strong na. So tell us about your character and tell us about the movie.
Ako po dito si Daniel and it's my first movie under Viva. And then first time ko din makakatambal si Rita. And seminaryo. Yes, and seminaryo ako dito.
Yeah.
So, it's about temptations. And nakilala ko si Rita and I had to deal with those temptations. And madaming first na nangyari dito, like it's also my first kissing scene ever.
Really?
Oh, what's that?
Okay lang. Okay lang po.
Was it tempting?
Hindi siya yung ina-expect ko na first experience because it was intense. Intense siya.
Intense. Did you guys practice this? Because typically for like scenes like this, you guys have to have a coach.
Really?
I read behind the scenes, like sometimes they have to have a coach.
May mga kissing coach, meron
kissing
silang
coach and
kissing.
all that. Yeah, like what to do. So did you have a coach?
Luckily for this one, hindi kami nag-coach and hindi din siya nag-second take. But it was a long first take.
Siguro naman kasi marunong siya mag-kiss. Kung hindi siya marunong, may problema tayo. Pero you're talking about mga temptations. Siyempre, medyo religious rin ang introduction ng character mo, di ba? So, seminaryan. Tapos, mai-inlove ka sa isang devotee, di ba?
Yes po.
Did you have that, may na-experience ka na ba ng ganon? Are you religious, number one?
Well, I grew up in a very religious home. My mother, born-again Christian. So I grew up in that, same church.
Okay.
So a lot of temptations growing up and a lot of, yung mga hindi dapat gawin. Madaming mga ganun.
That's opening a can of worms.
Okay. Like what?
Ayoko na din magsabi ng mga specifics.
You opened it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but we all know naman kung ano yung mga nasa Bible and everything else. But then again, I'm very open-minded. As I went through life, madami ako na-experience, like also losing my mother to cancer. So I had a lot of questions moving forward. So I had to find answers everywhere. So ako naman, I respect every belief na meron tayo and whatever works for me, ayun yung I value.
Pero nakita ko naman sa character mo, in the build-up of your character, there was respect for the individual and there was respect for the woman. Right? So, ang hirap nung i-translate, di ba? Kasi normally, pag sasabihin mo, temptation because of religion, especially this one, is a Catholic setting. You are a lay person in a Catholic church. Tapos, syempre, minsan, ang sasabihin na, wala kang respeto sa babae kasi medyo, a carnal sin, sabihin na natin, di ba? Paano mo na-balance yung respeto, yung character and respect of the other, of your co-actor? Yung character ng co-actor?
Siguro, medyo hindi siya iba sa akin. I've been very respectful to women growing up. Kasi nga, I've been so close to my mother. So, every woman I meet, even behind the cam, I treat them like that. So, parang kay...
As you should be.
Yeah. So, kay Rita, during the scenes, naalala ko lang how I used to do it, especially when I'm with people like my mom.
And how was it working with her? How was your on-screen and off-screen chemistry?
I've met her before, pero not as a co-actor. So, I think nagkaintindihan kami, may mutual understanding kami na, that we have to do this. May ganun may chemistry ka na nakakuha sa co-actor mo right away. And I think nahanap ko yung kay Rita. She's very professional and also very good actress.
Do you agree with the plot of the film?
I agree sa part na ang hirap kasing isuppress pag may mahal ka na tao. So I agree sa part na hindi ko pa ma-spill lahat dahil di pa tapos. I agree sa part na ipaglaban mo kung ano yung laman ng puso mo.
Were there any juicy fun, like behind-the-scenes moments between all of y'all?
Juicy fun? Unfortunately, wala. Kasi,
You guys were so serious, like you were really in a seminary.
yes, and ako kasi medyo tahimik ako behind the scenes. So hindi din kami talaga nagkaroon ni Rita ng mga interactions na very juicy behind the scenes.
Meron ka bang character meron ka ba sa, like, tidbits of your own personal, the regular Marlo that people know about you, na dinala mo sa character mo?
Meron.
Such as?
For me, siguro yung pagiging bukod sa respectful, pagiging loyal ko sa isang bagay. I mean, si Daniel loyal kay God. But then again, test lang naman So ako, in my life, I've been loyal to my situations, family. But then again, pag puso na yung kalaban, pag minsan na in love din ako. I was really young when I first fell in love. And pinaglaban ko din. Naging pasaway din ako. So parang kay Daniel, magiging pasaway din.
I was gonna ask you, would you choose religion or love?
Love. Yes.
Kasi lalaban niya, Monique.
Is it lalaban ng puso?
Yan, lalaban ng puso.
For me, ang religion din naman, bukod sa pagiging devoted mo, pagmamahal din naman yun kay God. So if it's love that you choose over anything, I mean, which aspect yan, I think you will conquer.
Now let's get to know you outside of being an actor and a singer. Who are you behind the cameras when they're off? And you said you mentioned you were so normally timid and quiet.
You look nervous.
Hindi naman. Napaisip ako, behind the scenes, I really love music. Singing, songwriting, that's my daily life. Whenever I feel something, I write. And then, kaya yung kanina yung narinig nyo, sinulat ko yun.
Beautiful song.
And thank you. But aside from that, I also love learning. I studied neuroscience no pandemic sa Harvard.
Pardon me?
That is so cool.
You studied neuroscience in Harvard?
Online, yes.
Why neuroscience?
I love the mind. I love everything that goes on inside the brain. I love to speak about mental health. Last year, I was invited to do my own TED Talk. So I spoke about neuroscience and mental health as well.
Marlo, you just elevated yourself in the most eligible bachelor system.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Speaking of...
You were like here, bigla kong shuk.
Ferdi wants to ask you a question.
What?
You said he's an eligible bachelor.
Yeah. Are you eligible?
I'm single, yeah.
Ready to?
Have fun.
All right, we're going to do rapid fire with you. We got a couple of questions and just tell us, the first thoughts that
You
come
can
to
relax
your
now.
head.
It's
You can
super
relax.
Okay.
The hard part is that. You're first.
Okay, yes or no, did you ever break character and laugh on set since you said it's so serious all the time?
I don't think so. Kahit sobrang tawan-tawa ako, parang I really hold back kasi ayoko makadisturb sa mga tao.
We need that discipline, Ferdi.
Yeah, we don't have discipline. Who among your co-actors did you connect with most?
Oh, ever. I think yung first ko na love team, si Janela. I consider her as one of my closest sa showbiz.
Wow.
What about a character from the film that you relate to the most?
Daniel. Same. Kasi nga, naging mahigpit din yung household na kinalakihan ko. And then I really wanted to try a lot of things. Pero hindi ko nagawa when I was younger. So ginagawa ko siya when I was working already.
Did your director here push you to an emotional limit? Yes or no?
Not really. Si Direk Demi, very chill siya and very passionate. So, mas na-push ako dun sa mga intimate scenes talaga. Ayun talaga.
And who kept the morale high during the set, during the whole filming?
I think, everybody naman. Kasi we were all trying to work around this standard. So,
yes or no, would you play this character again if given the chance?
Yes. It's something that was new to me, but I also enjoyed.
Cool.
Nice. Well, what about a film genre you want to do next?
I really love horror. Ayun talaga yung pinanonood ko. Every night bago ako matulog, I watch suspense, thriller, mystery, horror.
And you are able to sleep?
Yes.
Okay ka.
Ipagkasahi ko.
Neuroscience nga.
Neuroscience, that's why.
Please invite them to check out your film.
Yes, saan ako titigin? Here. Okay, so sa mga nanonood po, inibitahan ko kayo manood ng Caught in the Act. It's now out on Viva Movie Box. This is a very entertaining film and we poured our heart and soul into this, in our spirits. So please watch. It's with Rita Daniela, directed by Direk Temi, along with Mark Cueza as co-actors. And what else? Madami kayong matututunan dito and I'm sure madami kayong makaka-relate kasi madami din kayong temptations.
Temptations
everywhere.
But this is no temptation. Thank you so much for joining us, Marlo. We had fun. We're going to take a quick break. Stay with us. The Daily Dish will be
right back. Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Before we go, we have this breaking news. The Commission on Elections terminates the investigation against Senator Rodante Marcoleta. Comelec On Bank has adopted the recommendation of its Political Finance and Affairs Department. It notes
evidence to show Marcoleta committed any election offense. Questions were raised about alleged discrepancies between Marcoleta's statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth, or SALN, and the SOCE he filed with the poll body data from the SOCE. Show that Marcoleta reported spending 139.9 million pesos. The Comelec also directed the PFAD to file election offense complaints against Marcoleta's contributors for failing to submit their individual reports of contributions.
And tomorrow we'll speak with one of the top food content creators out there, Miss Con Cruz. She's also known as Modern Nanay.
Yes.
That's at noon tomorrow here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
That's exciting.
That's it for us today, Wednesday, March 18. Join us again tomorrow for more Real Talk.
A lot of real tea.
With Zero Filter, I'm Monique Tuzon-Basi. Anytime is a good time because it's always more fun with us.
I'm Ferdi Salvador, also on top of the news and stories that matter most.
I'm Chal Chang Lontoc. Stay tuned to the Bilyonaryo News Channel always.
Thanks for making us your lunchtime companion. I'm Mai Rodriguez, and that's a Daily Dish.
Serve! Happy Wednesday, everyone!
I'm excited for tomorrow's guest.